Hey, I finally made it to the end of Classic Mode. This is the final destination, huh? I guess that means I've got to face the Master Hand now. Ooby! What the scallop?
You know, when I first heard about Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl, I really didn't have any expectations for it. The new Nicktoon kart racing games are a sad, shallow imitation of the arcade games that preceded them, and the network itself hasn't had a good original cartoon since, like, I don't know, Back at the Barnyard, and even that's a stretch. But regardless of that, the fact that this game is being developed by Ludiosity of Slap City fame is also confirmed to have rollback netcode on supported platforms, and revealed in its initial trailer some really random feeling off-the-wall characters like Helga, Oblina, Nigel Thornberry, and freaking Powder Toast Man, before showing off Ren and Stimpy, Arnold, Eliza, or Ickis, by the way. It's all got me, unironically, pretty hyped. Like, yeah, they're showing off the fact that they own the Ninja Turtles now, and there's a couple Loud House characters in there, but on the whole, it really seems that, for the most part, this roster was built with fun movesets in mind more so than a corporate checklist of current running Nickelodeon shows. This has all served to instill a strange sense of excitement and wonderment within me that I haven't felt in a long time. Especially not from Smash Brothers, ironically. I started my YouTube career so late into Smash Ultimate's life that it may sometimes sound like I have very little love for it at all. But I assure you that's not the case. It's just that it's been going on for so long now and we've been so spoiled by the characters added to it that the speculation scene is kind of dried up. Not to mention Ultimate long abandoned the whole Nintendo history angle with the majority of its DLC, and that was a large part of my overall enjoyment of the franchise, to be honest. But enough about Smash, let's talk about Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl, and what it could potentially mean for the future of the gaming scene on the whole.
Wait a minute! Didn't your community poll show that far more people want you to do a top 10 most wanted characters video?
Well, Fingy, I'm working on it. And when it's up, I'll link it in the corner up there.
Wouldn't it be funny if YouTube changed formats and we're looking in the wrong direction right now?
I'll put it in the comments in the description too. Now then, as for Nick All-Stars itself, I think based on everything we know so far, it'll either be, at best, a really fun time for casuals that also breeds a healthy and prosperous competitive scene within the FGC, that actually gets financially supported by the game's parent company, unlike Smash, or at worst, it'll be a novel experience that generates some fun memes, but ultimately isn't compelling enough to maintain relevance outside its 15 minutes of fame like many Smash imitators before it. However, in terms of what its potential success both in sales and online coverage could mean for the larger gaming scene, it just might end up ushering in a golden age, or notable fad, of other Smash imitators from all corners of the industry. Imagine if Sony were to take a gander at how seemingly easy it was for Viacom to cash in on Smash. Ooh, I was a poet and I didn't know it. So they decide to give one of their teams a break from making refined AAA cinematic experiences and revisit the PlayStation All-Stars idea. Or heck, they could even mirror Nick's decision to hire a seasoned fighting game development team. An ArcSys or Capcom-developed PlayStation All-Stars 2D fighting game would be frickin' sweet, assuming the roster was done right. Xbox could try the same thing, naturally. I even made a video a while back discussing just that. The ToeJam and Earl Twitter account also humorously lamented the cancellation of the never-aired ToeJam and Earl Nickelodeon cartoon, remarking that they were, quote, this close to being in the Smash Killer. I think most people familiar with ToeJam and Earl associate them primarily with Sega above any other company. And how awesome would it be to get a Sega All-Stars game that ditches tennis, racing, and iToy minigames, and finally takes the leap and goes full Smash clone? Oh, and going back to the traditional 2D fighting game approach I mentioned earlier, I literally have the best idea ever. Are you ready for this? Sit down. You're just gonna stand up after you hear this. Sit down! Warner Brothers, have NetherRealm make a 2D fighting game with the Looney Tunes.
A genius!
The Looney Tunes are already over-the-top, stylish, vast and varied in the character department, and most importantly, violent. But even aside from that, the game could adopt a Fighters Pass style approach for the inevitable Season Pass that could focus on the other branches of Warner Brothers' owned cartoons. Like Fighters Pass 1 could be Hanna-Barbera characters, and Fighters Pass 2 could be Cartoon Network characters. This is the best idea. I dare you to tell me this isn't the best idea ever. Go ahead, tell me. Oh, what's that? You're telling me? Well, then you're a liar. Eat soap, you filthy liar. Make me sick. But with all this talk of other companies imitating Smash in droves, where then, you might be thinking, would this leave Smash itself? Well, for starters, I am still of the belief that it's ready for a long break. At least from the traditional Sakurai-helmed style. Side note, Spellcheck kept trying to correct Sakurai-helmed to Samurai Helmet. And I thought that was worth putting in the video. Though in addition to that, after Nick All-Stars was announced and refused to leave my train of thought, I realized that if the competitive Smash community could successfully adopt it as the financially supported esport they never had, it wouldn't even mean bad news for Nintendo, because they've been nothing but antagonistic to them from the start and to this day. Nintendo wouldn't have competitive Smash taken from them, they'd finally be rid of it. Or at least a big portion of it. So that got me thinking some more. Nintendo should be inspired by Smash Ultimate's untoppable amount of content, combined with what could be an olive branch for the competitive Smashers in the form of Nickelodeon All-Stars, to take this perfect opportunity to try a new type of game with the Smash Bros. Branding. Cause clearly all Nintendo ever wanted Smash Bros. To be was a series of casual party games, right? I feel that sentiment is reductive to a fault, but it supports my case here, so we'll go with it for now. Either way, why shouldn't they then try making a Smash Bros. Kart racer, or collection-based RPG, or actual party game, with minigames in a board format? I mean, if Nintendo wants to value the casuals above all else regardless of how it could deter competitive players with the Smash Bros. Series, they could hypothetically bring the Smash Bros. Branding and crossover aspect to any genre of multiplayer game. I personally believe that darn near any kind of game with the Smash Bros. Branding would sell gangbusters. But at the moment, that is just conjecture. Nintendo might be afraid to venture outside the traditional formula with Smash Bros., in fear of audience alienation and diminishing sales as a result. But to that I say, you never know till you try. And Nintendo, you are some of the biggest risk takers in this stupid messed up industry. If there were ever a time to try something totally new with Smash, this is it. And because I've said the very same thing about racing games on the Switch due to the staggering amount of sales for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, I think you see where I'm getting at with this, right? The timeline we're experiencing is a truly weird one, my friends. But if it gets me more polished crossover fighters, new takes for future games in the Smash Bros. Series, and a game that plays like modern Melee with rollback netcode where I can play as Hugh Neutron, I am so here for it. But what do you all think? Do I have my hopes up too high for Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl? Or are they not high enough? Do you think other companies will make Smash-likes in the near future because of it? Whether you do or don't, are there any you'd like to see happen someday? Do you agree that traditional Smash Bros. Should take a hiatus after Ultimate, and maybe fill the gap with a spin-off title in a different genre? If so, what genre? I'm sure you might be thinking that I'm just trying to get a bunch of comments out of you to boost this video's likelihood of being picked up by the elusive YouTube algorithm, but in all honesty, I really would like to see and hear all sorts of ideas regarding these topics. This is the stuff that keeps me hooked into online gaming discussion the most, man. But anywho, thanks for watching. Like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, check out the links in the description for other ways to support me, the biggest one being donating to my Patreon, where for as little as $1 a month you get behind the scenes updates, and a credit at the end of my videos like you see here. Thanks again for watching, double thank you to my patrons who support me and the channel more than YouTube itself does or ever will, and I will see you the next time I see you.